I know I'm very late to this, but I've been wanting to try Rose Ink for so long. Well, I've tried their concealer and I love that. It's one of my favorites, but I tried that like a year ago. But I hadn't tried anything else from the brand, and I've been really wanting to try out their skin tint. So I figured, now that I got a few other products, I got this little sample size, I'm gonna go ahead and test it out on camera. This is the shade 040. Now, when I was looking on their website, for how to use this, it says you're supposed to apply it to the back of your hand, and then you're supposed to mix it with like a foundation and then apply it. And you know, this is a skin tint, so it's going to be a very light tint, but I don't really want to mix it with a foundation. I just kind of want to see what this looks like, and they say to apply it with a brush, so I'm just going to use a brush and see what this looks like on its own. It's definitely a very light tint, but I almost want to apply this with my fingers just to see, because I feel like the brush just absorbs so much of the product. It's like so interesting looking too. Okay, I get why they say to use a brush and to kind of mix it up that way, but let's just really rub it into the skin until it melts, because it was definitely looking like it was all separating. I think I still prefer using my fingers just because it blends in really seamlessly with your fingers. It just helps the product, I feel like, melt even more. I do recommend using a foundation and kind of mixing it that way. I'm going to use actually their concealer and kind of use that as my foundation and mix a little bit of this in with the product, with the skin tint. And I'm going to use a brush to kind of mix it up. Also help get more coverage when you do mix it with a foundation, but on its own, it kind of just, I feel like it's kind of something that's just gonna even out the skin tone a little bit. A very light tint, not gonna provide much coverage, as you can tell on the cheeks. You can see a bit of like my post-acne marks poking through, but it just does a nice job at just kind of like evening out the skin tone. I'm all for natural looking base products, so I really like that. If any of you guys have tried this, I would love to know your thoughts on it, and if you guys use it in any particular way that was different than what I showed.